Okay, so on this video that we're about to do here, we're going to start with the template. We're going to save a copy into our student folder and make the MyLinks page. So you get the template open. It's under Web Design, Direct folder right there. Get it open unless you have it in your student folder. Then find your student folder. Make sure you're in it. And in your student folder, in the HTML folder, if you don't have one, go ahead and create one now, because you're going to have a lot of files. You can create a page called MyLinks. And please, I keep seeing people put spaces in their file names. And then I have some people add in their file name HTML. And then they have a .html. We don't need to do that. Don't be redundant. Okay, so MyLinks, no spaces. This is called camel case. It's like a camel. See, each capital letter is like the hump on a camel's back, right? So that's why it's called camel case, because you ever hear about case sensitivity? Well, there you go. MyLinks starts as a template. We must title it like we do all good websites. MyLinks, because I am so creative. Wait. Watch this. My favorite links. Ooh, are they really my favorite? I don't know. It's a mystery. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Who knows? Who cares? Not me. My favorite links. Notice we do it twice. Here's another thing, folks. If you're having trouble with the validator and it keeps giving you these errors, one of the things you want to do is let Notepad++ figure some of this out for you. Number one, if none of your tags are color-coded, then there's a problem. And the reason why they're not color-coded is you did not save it as a .html. You probably forgot to add that there. Now that's the first thing. Number two, did you close all tags? Well, the way you can find out is you click on an opening tag or a closing tag. And if both the opening and the end tag are highlighted, you know that you opened and closed it. Sometimes, unfortunately, you do something like this, and you click on the opening H1, and there is no highlight. And that's because you never closed it. You either forgot to close it, you left it blank, or you forgot to put a slash in front of the H. The slash goes in front of the H, not after the H. Look what happens when I do it after the H. It highlights the closing tag, but I don't have the opening tag highlighted because it thinks it's a self-closing tag. And what would be the point of making a header 1 be self-closing? That'd be like saying I don't have a title, but I'm going to go ahead and do the tag anyway. So slash goes before the actual tag. Okay? Opening tag, content, closing tag. Favorite links. Now, we are not going to use header 2s. Although theoretically we could sandwich them inside of our unordered list. I won't. All right, unordered list, UL. Notice I open and close it when I create it so I don't forget. I am forgetful. I put something down on my desk and who knows if I'll ever see it again. You laugh because you know, you've seen it. All right, so anyway, this is interesting. So like if you look at my desk, or if you were to peek inside of my mind, you'd realize it's just a mess. It's a jumbled pile of whatever, right? So in a way, I kind of use my coding and my HTML as the one part of my life that's organized. It's the only thing in my life that's organized right now, honestly. At least that I have had anything to do with. Anyway, so do favorite links, and not that I'm just really big on search engines, because I just think search engines are the best thing since Comic Sans. Just kidding. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work with my first list, generate it, come up with my topics, then I will nest inside links, okay? So I'm gonna start by generating my categories. Okay, I'm gonna do search engines, and then I might put like movies and television. By the way, I'm setting myself up for a validator error, but I'm going to wait till I've done the whole list and ran it through the validator to show you what that is. Movie and television website, I should have said. And then blogs and social media. And I'll put my web projects, because I have some that are live online that I could show you. Not that I really want to show off. Okay, sure, I want to show off a little. Don't we all? All right, so I've generated a list of 4 links. Now, for requirements here, watch this. I'm going to give you guys another tag called the comment tag. The comment tag is for making, guess what? A comment. How did you know? Now, a comment tag is interesting because it starts with an exclamation mark and 2 dashes. These are dashes. You might also know them as the minus sign. Okay, you do all of this, no space in between. You put a space, it kind of ruins it all. See, turn black. If it's black, that means the browser doesn't recognize it. If it's green, that's good. Then you close the comment with the hyphen, and then that. So it's really kind of like one tag, and this gets ignored by the browser, so you're not going to see any difference with it. But it's there as a notation, and you can write comments that help remind you of what you're doing. So I'm going to put on here my favorite requirements. I'll put minimum of 3 nested list item links. So that's a comment there to kind of guide you on what you need on here. So I'm going to leave that up there. So right now I have 4 categories, each one in a list item in my main list. So we'll go ahead and save it and launch it in Chrome to see what it looks like. Okay, see that? I got my 4 categories in there. And then in each one of these list items, we're going to add another nested list of links. So I want you all to go to your first list item, pick the topic that you are going to have the easiest time finding your links. At the end of your text, like in mine it says search engines. I put my cursor at the end of the content, but before the end tag. And then I hit enter 2 times. That opens up a nice line 24, for me to stick an unordered list inside. Yes, I don't know how to enunciate. UL, there's my unordered list inside of my list item. Now, I like to do a little bit of tabbing. So my unordered list is tabbed over 1. That makes it easier for me to see what level the unordered list is. You may wish to actually tab it again, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to tab my list item inside. So I'm going to start with my first list item, and I'm going to decide what I want to link. So let's do, the ubiquitous Google. So, and I'm just going to save my changes right now, and we'll take a look at the page. And now look at this. Search engines, there's my bullet point. And then there's Google. It's got a little disk. They call that the disk. Okay. And by the way, using CSS, okay. So anyways, so notice Google is in this list item. And there it is highlighted in the browser. Okay. There's Google. Of course, Google's not a link yet, right? Just by giving it content doesn't do it. It's not enough. We got to stick this in an anchor tag. Now, it's really important here you put your hyperlink inside of the list item. Don't put it outside. And here's why. A link is an inline tag, and a list item is a block tag. All inline tags must go inside of block tags. And the rule of thumb is if you open a tag, and inside of that tag is another tag, and inside of that tag is another tag, you close them in reverse order. So you close the most recently opened tag first. That's why the end tag for A is there. Then the list item is being closed there, and then the unordered list is being closed there. And of course, that unordered list is inside of this list item. And this list item is inside of this unordered list. And that unordered list is inside of your body tag. So as you open them, you close them in reverse order. It's called nesting inside. And if you want to think of it this way, this list item would be like the nest, and the anchor tag inside would be like the egg. We stick the egg all the way in the nest. We don't put it on the edge of the nest. That would be dangerous. Not that anyone's going to get hurt on a web page. Let's hope not. Of course, once Skynet takes over, well, that's another story. All right. So now what we need to do is we need to tell the browser where to take us when we click on the Google link. By the way, if all I do is leave it like this, let's see if it thinks it's a link. Go back to that page there. I'm going to hit refresh. And look, Google, oh, look, this is great. It's a link. And I click it. Well, nothing happens because it doesn't know where to go yet. So now, where do we want to go? Well, in this case, you may be tempted just to write google.com. Watch what happens when I do this. Google.com. You tried that before? Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? Here's why. It thinks that that's sitting inside. This is basically called a relative link. It's actually going to look in the same folder where MyLinks is in. So watch, when I click it, it says this web page is not found. And look at the address, digital media, etc., student folders. It thinks google.com is inside of my HTML folder. And it's not, right? So obviously it's not. Okay, so that still doesn't work. What we need is the full URL, which starts with http:/. Now, one way you can do it is just go to google.com. Yeah, you can just go in there. And now, okay, I forgot. Chrome hides the HTTP. So I'm going to copy this and just see what happens here. See if it pastes it in. Oh, okay, that's good. At least it copied the full address. Without the http://, it's going to think it's in the same folder. So we save our changes. And then let's go back to the page. We got to go back a link. Hit refresh. Always hit refresh if you make a change to the page. If I didn't hit refresh, it would be going to the cached version, which was before I saved with the href. So I hit refresh. Now I click it. Now it takes me to Google. Yay, it worked. Okay, so that works because we have the HTTP. Now I'm going to give a couple more samples. Let's go ahead and do it, and then we'll run it through the validator. Because remember I told you I made an error? Sometimes it's nice to just code out the structure, right? So if I know I have a list item and inside I have a hyperlink, an href, an A with an href of something, and I know this is going to be the case on all of my nested links, I can just code it out like a template, just like my template was. I can copy that, and I can paste it on its own line. So now I can go to ask.com, http://ask.com, and we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll find it, and if we can't find it, we'll do something else. And then there's one called Dogpile. And then we'll do one for Yahoo. By the way, I'm going to just copy that http://. It's hard to even say. And I put on here Yahoo. Yahoo. Save your changes. Test it out. Always, always, always test your pages. See, Google works. We already tested it. Ask.com works. This was like really popular right up until Google came out. In fact, for a while, most of my students were using Dogpile over Google. That has changed drastically. Every one of these has a search engine. See that? all of my links work. So now you'd think, oh, yeah, everything's done. Well, let's run it through the validator, and that's the true test. You ready for me to run it through the validator? All right, let's try it out. I'm going to go to the validator. It's kind of like Terminator. Validator. Validate by file upload. Choose file. So you're going to go ahead and find the file. I've done that many times before. We'll actually do the wrong page. MyLinks. Check. Oh, 2 errors and 2 warnings. Man. You know what they are? Look at that. The character "and" is the first character of a delimiter, but it occurred as data. Don't you hate it when that happens? It's so embarrassing. All right. What does that mean? What? It's the character of a delimiter, but occurred as data? What that really means is there's a set of special characters called HTML entities. HTML entities begin with the "and" sign, end with the semicolon, and have a little keyword in between. What are some of them, you ask? Well, let me show you. If I put AMP and a semicolon after the "and" sign, that is going to create a symbol called the ampersand. Does anyone know what the ampersand is? It is the "and" sign. So watch. Save changes, because I got to prove this works. Save changes. Go back a few links. Hit refresh. Remember, it's after movie, amp, television websites. I hit refresh. Look, still the ampersand. The reason why is this character, this little thing called the ampersand, always indicates it's an HTML entity. So the browser is going to be confused if the ampersand is that "and" it's for the "and" sign. Now, actually, ironically, it actually displays just fine on a browser. And browsers are made to deal with our incompetence. Okay? This is part of how Skynet's going to take over, by the way. The browsers lull us into a false sense of security and let us get away with bad coding. But if it wasn't for the heroes, which is the World Wide Web Consortium, we may never escape the... Never mind. Okay, I'm really stretching here. But look at this. So if we want the copyright side, you just write copy inside. Refresh. Now that's the copyright symbol. If you want trademark, write trade inside. And hit refresh. And there's TF. AMP. And then everywhere there's an "and" sign, you're going to replace it with an ampersand AMP semicolon. Save our changes, view it in the browser. All right, I don't have to launch it because it's already there. I just go over to it. We're back to movies and television, blogs and social media. Now I'm going to go forward to the validator. And I'm going to do a refresh retry. I guess I have to go back and, cannot be checked. Yeah, check. Never mind, I didn't say that. MyLinks, period 4, check. And guess what? It passes. It likes my ampersands now because I used the HTML entity for it.